know. Maybe they just react. You know how I believe is the best play to the best way to play StarCraft, especially for Zerg. But I think it applies to some extent to every race. It's a real-time strategy game, Taylor.
Really?
Not just a strategy game.
Okay.
I'm just saying. You were like, on this map they're gonna do this and that. Just crazy.
It was my like. Never mind.
It's okay, Taylor. You did a fantastic job of analyzing that.
Thank
series.
you.
You actually did.
Thank you.
And we're gonna see a starport for Drogo. So they are cross positions. Whatever comes out of the Stargate, most likely Phoenix or an Oracle, will be extremely mobile. So you can see why that would be powerful or a good choice.
Yeah.
Right. So even though it is a common tactic, it could also be something that's dictated by the positions. He could have maybe gone for a Robo if they were in close positions instead, right?
Yeah.
So good decision making so far. Just the better things to do in faraway positions, in my opinion. HyuN, in the meanwhile, just taking a third hatchery fairly quickly. His link speed is almost done. So HyuN was pretty much hoping for a double-gate adept opener out of Drogo, essentially. I really like the Phoenix here. Even though they haven't been scouted, and we mentioned before in a previous series, you know, sometimes when the Stargate doesn't get scouted, the Protoss player could go for the Oracle. But in this particular positions, I think that Phoenix have the benefit of being the quickest unit that Protoss can make. So the larger the rush distance, the better the more mobile units are.
But we see Ro16 coming from HyuN. Might be, it's a pretty quick layer too.
How methodical is HyuN, by the way, leaving links out on the map just at random spots to spot anything like the Stargate Phoenix. And he now sees the Phoenix, and now he can get ready for the Phoenix. We'll see what he decides to do. I believe he saw the Phoenix. And
well, now
he does for sure. So Drogo just clearing out Overlords. This could be a fast third behind this, but Protoss have definitely gotten nerfed last patch in the way that they can expand, because they have to be so much more strategical and careful with those photon overcharges, right?
Yeah.
Before they could just go for extremely quick thirds and go unpunished. Now we actually have the tools to punish them. So they have to be a little bit more unit heavy, and of course that is a nerf. It limits their possibilities to an extent. So we'll see if PtitDrogo will be taking that third, and he will, but not before dropping a bunch of extra gateways and having 4 adepts. So the difference is day and night between this and dropping the third without any units.
So as a Zerg player, how do you plan to get over to the other side of the base, knowing that the opponent will probably most likely scout it out with the Phoenixes, since the Phoenixes are always active on the map? Would you maybe suggest just...
to the other side of the map, you mean?
Yeah. Like link counterattacks maybe when the Protoss moves out, but...
I mean, the Zerg player doesn't have to move out, right? Like, common misconception, I guess, that the Zerg player has to be aggressive. So we'll see what HyuN decides. Right now, he's just making Hydras, or a Hydra Den. And this is what I was talking about. When there is Phoenix out, the Hydras make a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because you need the anti-air. And wow, Drogo just finding so many kills with this Phoenix. The earlier you kill drones, the bigger impact it has in the game, of course, because those drones haven't been able to mine anything. For example, say he picks up the drone on the edge there. That drone has probably already paid for itself, or at least close to. So, the difference between picking off a drone early on and later is pretty huge. And seeing as Drogo has no energy left on his Phoenix, he's doing a fantastic job right now, and he hasn't lost any. So if we look at the units lost tab, there's 925 resources lost for HyuN
and zero
for
PtitDrogo.
PtitDrogo.
So Drogo could essentially, he could possibly
play a perfect game.
Perfect game,
Even though play a perfect game.
Pretty unlikely.
I've only seen it done by
I think I've only seen TVT perfect games.
I've only seen Destiny and Avillo play perfect games. They still lost, but they played it perfect.
Oh!
I'm just kidding.
Oh yeah, I think it was a PvP, right?
Yeah, Hero might have played it.
I think mirror matchups are more... No, actually, no, I think I'm back. I'm not going to say that. Okay, so we see the Spire coming, so... Maybe turning... I don't even know what this means, Cass. What does this mean? Since
This means that Drogo
either.
is miles ahead here. Oh, but he's gonna lose a Phoenix! 2 Phoenix, and no longer the perfect game, but still more than extremely cost efficient. You want to keep those Phoenix in this matchup alive for as long as possible, especially with a Spire coming out by HyuN. Those Phoenix could be huge, and actually Drogo doesn't have much in the way of anti-air, not at all. Double Robo and losing 2 Phoenix is not what you want to have against this. So we'll see if HyuN can take advantage of it. Right now, his gas is banked up to, you know, a respectable amount, to 600, 700 gas. And another Phoenix, another 2 Phoenix go down, and this could be gigantic. HyuN's starting to upgrade the air, so the intention to go Muta is definitely there. And still Drogo with 0 anti-air.
Yeah.
And he knows that HyuN went for a lot of Hydras, so he's not prioritizing the anti-air at all. But this could get really dicey for him really quickly.
He did add on 8 extra gateways for a total of 12, I think. So 12 is a pretty high number for gateways at this time. Maybe he's planning to attack with the War Prism too.
Yeah.
So charge that Archon Immortal, same composition that we've seen before. Lurker Den is pretty far off, but
oh,
maybe,
the Phoenix are gonna die again.
Gosh.
And that's huge. Those Phoenix are not only important because the Muta might be coming out.
So do you think Mutas will come out now if HyuN actually recognizes it?
He might, but I mean, not before this attack happens, right? Like, but the most important thing, and I don't like a HyuN attacking here, by the way, but the most important thing that the Phoenix do, other than the Muta, is pick up Lurkers later in the game. So if you have 7 Phoenix, that basically negates potentially the damage of 7 Lurkers, which is, you know, what stops you from killing the Zerg.
Lurkers to a certain amount of, it's just like Siege Saint,
Yeah.
where just the damage stacks on to the point of there's no point to even attack into it because you will never trade efficiently.
Yeah. But again, I don't like this attack.
Yeah, I don't like
by
this
HyuN.
attack either. The force fields are really well placed. He's gonna section off the army and pick off at it. HyuN's pretty much running away with like not even like he lost most of his forces during that fight.
Yeah, he's now producing Mutalisks, but there was really no point in doing that attack, right? He has the Lurker then about to pop up. He has a Spire done for a while that he could have made Muta with, and maybe attacked with this at the front and Mutas in the back or something like that.
Maybe he's playing just go mass Muta now, which is why he was trying to trade off some of his army, but I don't know why he would
maybe, but even then
Ravagers.
he would mostly be trading with Oregon
and
Zealots,
Roaches.
right? So
yeah,
the Muta are now revealed, but the Zealots are going to do a little bit of damage and give a heads up for Drogo. So all in all, not too bad for the French player here. I mean, again, I don't think that HyuN really needed to attack there, not at all.
Now, Drogo's only making 1 Phoenix at a time. Do you think he should throw down a couple extra Stargates?
Probably.
Like, I think...
I would really like that.
Especially because HyuN has, what, 15 Mutas now? He has a pretty healthy... He has 17 Mutas, and I don't think 1 Stargate's enough.
Okay, so here's what Drogo is likely thinking. He's thinking, if I attack you right now, you might have to use your Mutas defensively, in which case he doesn't need
has time to
Phoenix,
prepare.
right? So... But, I mean, that's not going to be the case. HyuN is already on the other side of the map. He's going to be harassing
He's getting Lurkers for defense.
Drogo's 4th base here, and going to be successful at that. Only a couple of cannons left over here.
He's going to destroy that base, and he has Lurkers to defend that 4th.
But is that enough? Let's check it out. There's an observer over there, but yeah, it looks like Lurkers are going to be plenty. And with this, HyuN is going to take a huge lead in this game.
Oh, he shouldn't be fighting this, though, right? He should be going on top of the ramp.
There's no reason for him to fight it, but he has enough to fight it, so it's not a terrible trade. Now this Muta, unfortunately, probably picked off the mothership core, and that's why
picking
Drogo
off
was
the
forced
Phoenix
to overcharge there.
Phoenixes.
Those Immortals finally finding some damage, but the Mutas are uncontested on the other side of the map. Yeah, this is gonna be really difficult for Drogo, who doesn't have Blink, by the way. Now just now starting it, so he was kind of relying
on that attack.
Yeah, on that attack, and relying on HyuN staying back to defend on that attack. But HyuN,
oh wow,
playing brilliantly, had already the Lurkers ready, and the Mutas on the other side of the map. So, a big pickup on the War Prism is gonna put an end to any aggression of PtitDrogo. So he's gonna have to just tuck his tail and run.
And without a healthy Phoenix number and Blink light years away, how is he actually supposed to defend all 4 of his bases? I really might like a Blink counterattack at the 4th while hitting the main with the Mutas.
Yeah, and that's why I would have liked it if HyuN maybe even continued to reinforce with Muta. It seems like he's just given up on the Muta tech, but there's not a real reason to give up right now, in my opinion. However, he is 70 or so supply ahead, so this is looking pretty great for the King of Roaches. Drogo trying his best to micro this Phoenix against the Muta, doing a really good job, but
Oh, wow.
never mind. And that's
I mean,
that's not
double
gonna be enough.
supply ahead, 4 bases to 4, but Drogo just doesn't have the defense capabilities to defend against the Mutas.
Not yet, but the Muta numbers are not great either. So Drogo will be able to defend eventually.
He's not making Phoenixes though.
Yeah, he's just gonna rely on the blink. And one Phoenix, like to micro one Phoenix is so painful. Just like
You might as well just let it.
yeah, you might as well just let it die because there's so much
It's
attention that
wasted
needs to
APM.
go into it. Yeah, it really is.
But like with this 4 base layout, I think it's extremely hard for Drogo to actually defend all 4 bases with Blink Stalkers.
I mean, it's extremely difficult to defend anything with half the supply, really. So, but yeah, I mean, HyuN should just push across the map and potentially end the game here. There's not really anything that Drogo can do from this position. I think the Muta play was just really strong by HyuN after a failed attack for the most part, and yeah, I'm not sure that Drogo can do anything.
He's thinking about going to the next game.
You think he's thinking about the next game right now? It's possible. It's certainly possible.
But yeah, I mean, upgrades, army, economy, everything is in the favor of HyuN right now.
Yeah, it really comes down to losing all those 7 to 8 Phoenix for free after doing a fantastic job of babysitting them for the first 5 to 6 minutes of the game. Then eventually he just lost them all for free.
There's no way that Drogo can attack into that.
Oh,
choke
no,
with
no
that
way.
many lurkers.
Yeah, there's just no way.
GG solved.
A really good start by Drogo turned into disaster after losing those Phoenix, and a great job by HyuN, who by the way had 415 APM. If you didn't know that HyuN was a fast player, he most certainly is.